Hey gang, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm talking about a brand new project that we are taking on here at Bunn DJ Company in 2025, stepping out of our comfort zone and doing something that we've never really done before, which is just sticking our toe into the water of AV. Now, I want to say this before people come for my head. This is basically going to be weekday work and it is going to be very small scale. So I'll tell you how this got started. A wedding venue that's right down the street. We can almost see it from the office here. We were having a conversation recently and they said they were going to try and focus their marketing efforts for this year to try and get more corporate business during the weekdays, which is always great for us as well because it's gravy, right? Anything that happens during the weekdays is just extra money on top of the weddings and other things that happen on the weekends. And they were saying, you know, it's usually a screen, a couple of microphones, a couple of speakers. And I was like, man, we can do that. The main thing that we didn't know about was projectors and screens. I don't think I'm going to commit to doing like the 80-inch TVs and the road cases and the trussing and the sandbags. It's just a little too much. So I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff that we have purchased and or had for this year and kind of show you what we're going to be taking over there. I've also got some clips that we'll be laying into this video as well from our training session. So, you know, before you turn people loose to do this stuff, and even myself, you got to train them. Right? And I didn't know much about it. The DJs that want to earn some extra money during the weekdays didn't know about it. So what did I do? I brought in a ringer. My boy Chris Hintz that owns Pinnacle Productions in South Dakota. I think it's Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Does big production stuff. This stuff is childish and small to him, but he did me a solid. And he came all the way from South Dakota to North Carolina the other day to help us out. And where did we go? The exact wedding venue that we're going to be doing this at to set this stuff up. I also want to preface this before we get into the gear, which I know you are just drooling at the mouth about, by saying we're going to start this, at least for 2025, at only one venue. Ideally, it would be great if they had storage there where we could just leave the stuff. They don't. They don't even have room for their own stuff. So it's going to stay right here in the storage building or the storage room here at Bunn DJ Company. Without further ado, let's start talking about the gear. And we'll start with what I've got up here on the table today. So let's start by talking about the audio gear first. Put together this rack. This is a nice little SKB rack with wheels on it and an extended handle over there. Got a lot of this stuff from my guy Ben over at NLFX. You know I love him and love supporting them. We'll start top to bottom. This is an EV or Electro Voice AASP active antenna splitter. Then you got a brand that's called Radial, just basically a power strip. But the reason I really like this one is because it's got 3 outlets on the front as well as I think 8 on the back. Then I've just got them single mounted here, 3 EV RE3s, blank, and then a 2-space rack drawer, right? And in the rack drawer, and I got a custom insert coming for this, is where I've got my microphones. So I have 2 handhelds, and these are the ND86 capsules, I believe. Yep, ND86. And then I've also got 2 lavaliers. And then I've also got the EV Countryman that goes around your ear. So that's all the audio stuff in one rack, right? And then the beauty of this AASP is that all of these 3 RE3 units go into the AASP, right? All of the BNC cables, and we'll show you the back in just a minute. Go into this, and then that way you don't have to have 2, 4, 6 antennas, you only have to have 2. Not to mention, they also chain into here with a little shorty power cord. So basically, when I plug this rack in, flip it on, and then power up the AASP, all of the microphone units come on as well. So saves you a lot of running the wall wart power conditioners and also saves you from having a bunch of antennas hanging off your table. So super clean audio rack to start with. Then obviously each of these will have an XLR out and they're going to run into the mixer, which I'm going to show you next. Okay, as promised, moving on with some more of the audio gear, brand new piece of gear. I know a lot of you DJs that watch this channel love this mixer, and use it for your ceremony setups or for your external mixer in your Bunn Gear Command Center or whatever DJ booth you use. So I've got this in an SKB I-Series case. You know I love these cases. This is a new one. Again, picked it up from NLFX. Ben also got me this. Ready for it? You're gonna love this. Been out forever, still industry standard. Love, love, love this case with the custom cut foam here. This is the QSC Touch Mix 8 with the digital screen, digital mixer. To be completely honest with you, I haven't even dug into this yet. Just set it up the other day for the training. Got a basic overview, kind of went through the menu on some of it. Got it on my list to do this weekend, actually watch a few videos, gonna download a few videos. Got a trip to Phoenix coming up, so I'm gonna be watching some videos on this and on the video switcher that we're gonna be talking about next. But awesome, awesome mixer. You can also walk out in the crowd and control it from your iPad. So as you know, I've got an iPad. I'm gonna definitely figure out how to do that as well, so I can walk around the room and tune the sound and whatnot. But that's basically the audio part of it. So you already probably know what I'm gonna say we're gonna use for the speakers. Obviously, you got your microphones, you got your mixer. Where does the mixer need to go? To a set of speakers. And you guessed it, the Evolve 50s are perfect for this room. About 150 people, probably packed out, maybe 200. They had it like almost like classroom style, but Evolve 50s are gonna be perfect. White room, white speakers, Evolve 50s. I don't need to show you those because you know I'm a fanboy and I've shown them to you a million times. So let's move on to some more of the video stuff. Okay, so as I was talking to people like Chris Hentz or Ben Stowe over at NLFX, I was like, hey man, projectors aren't my thing. I need to know what to get. And the term you always hear is short throw, short throw, short throw. You got to have a projector that you don't have to put it way across the room to make it fill up a pretty big screen. It's just dumb, right? I mean, it's gonna be in the way of your guests, whatever. So number one, I bought a short throw projector, and number two, I bought a screen that can shoot from the back or the front. So that was also another critical purchase. But this, as you can see from the sticker, Optima ZH450 ST, and the ST obviously stands for short throw. This is a little bit different case. I wanted to try this out. This is our Titan series case from our friends over at Gator, but there it is. There's your Optima projector. It's got the lens cap, power source, wall wart in there, and that's pretty much it. Not gonna say too much about it because again, it's new to me, just learning on it, but menu was very simple. I was able to get it set up on my little table right behind the screen for this particular training. You'll see some of the video clips here. Dial in like a grid, get it almost exactly to the edges within a few minutes. Chris showed us how to kind of dial it in terms of that, put a source to it. And then once we got the screen up and the projector going, we started running all of our stuff back to our, let's call it front of house table. I've shown you multiple videos on this channel about the fast set tables. Love, love, love those. I'm gonna use a couple of those in an L shape. And then on those tables, let's talk about what kind of gear is gonna be back there where the front of house is. In here, I'm not gonna get it out because it's some bootleg brand that I got on Amazon, but all we have is this cheap little 20-inch TV, and I've got it in one of these Gator soft bags. So the only thing we're using this for is just to monitor the different sources before we go to the switcher, which I'm getting ready to show you next. So simple little basic TV. I think it was 129 bucks on Amazon, but really nice bag for it. Still got the feet on it, remote control in here, shoulder strap in here, power cable in here, keeps it all together. Moving on. Okay, so in order to control everything, you have to have a video switcher. This one again was recommended to me by NLFX. This is the Roland V-1 SDI. Awesome little unit. It's kind of got little Q buttons on it like your DDJ type controllers. Basically, if you want to transition between scenes, you can use this. And then the key to this particular controller is you've got HDMI ins, and you've also got SDI ins, and you've got SDI outs. Again, from my limited knowledge of this stuff, basically after about 67 feet, I think it is, under 75 feet, HDMI starts to lose quality. It just is not good. So the last thing that I had to purchase a bunch of were SDI cables, and then also kind of some changeover boxes. So you come out of your laptop with HDMI cable, go into these little black magic box that I'll show you in just a second, and then boom, I can run a 100-foot SDI cable all the way back to where we're controlling everything with the TV, the video switcher, the audio rack I showed you earlier, and everything like that. Let me grab a couple of those items real quick now. So So a few other miscellaneous items I had to buy a bunch of. SDI cables, of course, custom made from NLFX, complete with the 100-foot label on it, NLFX label on it. These look like your BNC connectors on your microphone antennas if you're a DJ. So you're gonna need these in several different variations. I got a couple of 100s, a couple of 50s, a couple of 25s. Again, in order to convert over from HDMI to SDI, you need these little boxes. They're from Blackmagic Design, micro converter SDI to HDMI G3. These are nice, have a few of these. And then, super important, how many times have you gone to see a presentation and the guy's up there hitting the button and the screens aren't advancing? You need you a really good screen advance remote or clicker, I guess you could call it. Boom, the remote, the receiver, the cables, comes in this little satchel. This is by Perfect Q Micro. So again, a few other items that I had to buy that I didn't have. And that is the majority of it. So the last thing that I haven't talked about yet is my screen. And it's by a company called Daylight, D-A-L-I-T-E. I believe they call it a fast fold screen still. It packs up into a nice rolling, basically looks like a golf bag type case. Hold on, I'll grab it. There it is, big boy. So this screen is a Daylight screen. I believe it is 64 inches by 115 inches. You'll see it in the video. It's big. Now, I do remember years ago, I don't think I owned one, but maybe I helped set up one time. And it was really weird hardware, almost like a bunch of screws that were kind of shaped like a zigzag with a thread on one end. You kind of had to screw them in like that. This was not that. This is a lot easier now. We'll show you some footage, the video, but they've got basically these 3 locking wheels. Gravity kind of slides it into place, lock down the 3 wheels after you've, of course, expanded it, snapped on the screen, and then boom, last thing you do is just snap on that skirt, and you got a really good looking screen. We had one issue with it, which they are working on fixing right now, with a piece of their hardware was upside down. It was driving us crazy, but other than that, really easy to go together. I'm glad Chris Hentz was here because I probably wouldn't have realized that they put on a piece of the leg upside down, but he did. And so, but we made it work, got through the training. But I hope this gives you some insight into a little bit of what you need to even pull off the most basic AV project. And it's a lot more than I thought, to be honest with you. It was a little overwhelming at the training. I don't feel like I bit off more than I could chew, but right at the edge of it. I think like with anything, when you step out of your comfort zone, it takes you a little while to get used to it and get acclimated, learning what to load up, learning how to get in and out fast. What do you need to set up first? Things like that. You know, I can set up a DJ rig and lights and up lights and all that stuff with my eyes closed, to be honest with you. So just need a few of these under my belt. We've got some coming up soon, so maybe we'll get some shots from those. But again, let me know what you think about this new rig. Let me know if I left out anything that you wanted to hear about. I don't know the exact total that I spent. Probably would assume it was around $10,000, maybe a little bit more. But based on how much business they do at this venue and how much they're going to do, I'll definitely make my investment back pretty quickly. So I hope this helps. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Give the video a big old thumbs up and then leave a comment below. Like I said, let me know if you like this video. Let me know if you want me to mention something else that I left out of the video. We appreciate you guys. Thanks as always for watching. We try and drop a brand new video every week, so we'll see you next time.